Bueno, no sé cómo tengo con esos vídeos míos de Coiluses y como todos sabéis, aquí no siempre estoy solo, estoy con el comandante Rigby. Saludos chicos, soy el comandante Rigby y estamos aquí con... Bueno, saludos chicos, soy el comandante Rigby y estamos aquí con mi gran amigo el señor Mordecai, el señor.
There was some weirdness with the authors who had varying understandings of what the Empire of the Hand and the Chiss were meant to be. So they kind of conflated it, and then it turned into kind of a lore mess, where it seemed like the Empire of the Hand was gone for a while, but then Jag brings back the Vanguard.
Bueno, sí, sí, yo el comandante Rigby estoy aquí con ustedes. Y tiene con mi gran amigo el general Mordecai, Mordecai en esta forma de gobernar la galaxia, utilizando a Zon como peón, utilizando. Y ustedes se preguntarán cuándo volverá la serie de la venganza de Mussolini. Chicos, creo que entiendan que la cita de Mussolini, bueno, la venganza de Mussolini va a seguir en dos partes. Le decidí dar una pausa porque eran 12 capítulos de una hora. Lo hice así para no cansarme más que nada y... Pero no os preocupéis, en el momento va a regresar, va a regresar. Bien hecho, señor. Bien hecho, señor Mordecai. Bien hecho. Que pronto, como ya han oído, la venganza de Mussolini regresará al canal. Digamos que estos primeros 12 capítulos son la primera temporada y los otros y la otra tanda serían la segunda, y sí, puede que me sacas 2, me sacas temporada 2, pero es básicamente me sacas 2, es la segunda serie. Porque me parece que, porque no creo que una temporada completa tuve más de 50 capítulos. Entonces va a ser la segunda serie. Digamos que uno es el episodio 4. Episodio 4 no era la esperanza y la segunda serie es el Imperio Contraataca, que pues obvio la segunda serie va a ser básicamente mejor que la primera. Va.
The SSDs are actually pretty much to scale now. Like the Megador there was.
Mantenemos el orden en la galaxia. Bien hecho, mi lord. Mantenemos el orden en la galaxia.
Oh, they moved Megador. But they're 11 ISDs long.
Y sí, como sabéis, habíamos iniciado con la cambia que estaba el orden galáctico en Star Wars. Como en la serie de Wolfenstein 2, que... La verdad me he cansado del juego, pero... Algún día para que veáis la serie, puede... Pero lo dudo. Se queda ahí porque le pasa bastante bien con mi gran amigo Whitby.
You may as well just start shooting at that now. Okay. Now that we've destroyed their trade station,
Vale, no han dudado prácticamente nada. Nada.
Alright, so I think that's actually going to do it for the first episode. We're going to record one more here on this stream, but I'm going to save between that. So, for all of you watching on YouTube, thanks for watching. Hope you are looking forward to the playthrough and that you enjoyed this first episode. Again, if you want to look into getting a ship in the playthrough, become a patron of the channel or a channel member using the join button on the screen there, or a Twitch sub if you're watching the Twitch stream right now using the subscribe button on the screen there. There's a link in the description with all the information on that. But thanks again for watching, and hope to see you next time. Bye.
Y bueno, ya estamos aquí de vuelta. Cuando es un vídeo de la serie original, en el de la serie que tenemos hoy.
The starfighters of Adamar can't happen. But we are looking to take Belbringi, which has been taken from the New Republic. So I guess we'll just construction complete.
Vale. Yo consigo esto más que suficiente, pero si acaso tenemos para una. Vale, esa cosa es que de mucho, la vendemos para ganar algo de créditos.
Anti-air units and like the Empire of the Hand starting forces have been kind of terrible for a long time, but to RFTs, that Nero needs. Oh, that is constructing. I always want to click there for the structure tab, but Leonidas has not been built yet, Revenant. It's very close. But yeah, this is being streamed live on Twitch, so there will be a bit of chat interaction. There will be a link in the Twitch, or in the description for those watching on YouTube, for the Twitch channel, where it's going to keep being recorded. The CIS one is going to remain unstreamed. But we have 3 fleets, and there's 3 target planes. Okay, this is more than I'd hoped for. Enemy unit sighted. Pretty sure Nova Troopers were like honor guards.
De ahí tenemos tropas del Imperio, del remanente imperial.
Yeah, Empire of the Foot is here. I think it might be in this.
Ya sé que el Imperio está fragmentado en 2, que sería el remanente imperial, que son básicamente el segundo. Básicamente impostores. Y estamos nosotros que somos los operarios imperiales, porque recuerda que Zaun es básicamente uno de los principales líderes del Imperio Galáctico original, así que nosotros somos el verdadero imperio. Vamos a vengar al señor Palpatine y al señor Vader y al señor. Vader, cueste lo que cueste, cuéstelo.
I want to just kill these ground units in space. Okay, you're gonna need to go forward. Take that. Fighters. Muhammad. Tenderbender. And near as you can.
Desde aquí. Vale, si es con Empire subimos al remanente imperial.
Alright. Killed an ISD. Didn't get a huge amount out of that, but better than nothing. And we can pretty easily take the ground there, I think. But Bilbringi will probably... No, we don't even really want to turn that into a defensive place, because we're going to go all the way up to Pantalaman with that.
Construction complete.
Oh well. Alright, let's divide this into... new...
Adjusting navigator.
Huh.
Invasion commencing.
They don't have any structures built, so they're going to probably rush the landing pad. So I'd rather have them do that than wait. Especially when they're using scout bikes. They're just going to die.
Ready. Choose your reinforcements.
So...
Course plotted.
Get them in there. Ashik,
Reinforcements en route.
and a Judgment and Oryx 7.
En route. Advancing.
It's a nice bright day here on Bilbringi. The new environment lighting setups.
At maximum unit capacity. Production halted.
Alright. I guess we can start creeping our way up.
We've got him! Send reinforcements! Reporting.
Quiller? Brightwater. I always forget which one is which.
Let's go.
So many hero
Order
stormtroopers we
acknowledged.
have.
Spread out, men! Keep going. There they are. We secured a build pad.
I'm gonna grab that money. For sure.
All weapons loaded. A build pad.
Bueno, ni siquiera he sentido los vídeos del canal. Porque el canal luego te...
Yes, Commander.
Pero bueno, un pedestal. Ay. No escuchas de
Ashik,
eso, Lord.
you're gonna go...
Vamos a hacer dos exageradas, lo más exageradas
Sensor
posible.
force. I don't think Ashik's gonna be in any threat.
Moving out. Yes, sir.
Oh, we got some ATPTs.
Ya que esas son las que llaman la atención. Sí, es cierto, comandante.
I'm pretty sure once something's in a bunker, it cannot be damaged by anything until the bunker's destroyed.
El plan de dice batalla, escena. Batalla,
Oh, they're getting too far up now.
escenas violentas, un poco de sexo si hace falta, un poco de...
Awaiting orders.
Like, there's no way to change that.
Avoiding fire. We lost a build pad. Awaiting orders.
Alright, Ashik, back up to the sensor.
Watch this. Ready. Always ready, sir. Engaging enemy.
Should probably make,
This way.
within the heroes, the Stormy squads, give them some different roles.
Roger.
So we're doing that with regular infantry. We should probably do it with heroes instead of having it all be
Load your weapon.
the same stuff.
Engaging enemy.
Alright, well, we're coming up on the...
Attack. Fire. Reporting in. Target acquired.
the rest of their units. Ashik, can you...
We lost the abandoned sensor array. We secured a build pad.
Alright, you're fine.
Warm up. Ready for orders. Unit destroyed. There. Cancelled. We secured a build pad. Awaiting orders. We lost a build pad. Moving
Get
out.
farther back.
Advancing. We secured an abandoned sensor array.
Sensor, and let's see if they move.
Lost a build pad. Give me the target. Almost there. Roger that. On my way. Copy. Open fire. Shooters locked on target. Copy. Watch this. Reporting. Target's locked. Attack that target. We secured a build pad.
Stormies, shoot the worst Stormies.
Form up. Awaiting orders. Order acknowledged. Attacking target. Copy. Enemy sighted.
These are AV turrets, right? Yeah.
Fire at will.
Both of them? No, that's AI.
Yes,
So
Commander.
don't get too close to that side.
Attacking. Order, sir.
That's getting too close to that side.
Reporting. Squad, move out. Awaiting orders.
Ever thought of changing the space station so they have some weapons? There's already specifically defensive stations for that. The quote-unquote space stations are shipyards. We want to avoid the slog that every battle becomes when you have the base game style stations like that. Have them actually be space stations. Because you get a lot of that effect out of the... like, you can have those kinds of siege battles with things like the Visvia, especially the Odo, the Valaduja, and the Empress. And we prefer having more of the ship focus, but like if you look at base game, a lot of mods that keep that model, you end up just every battle's the exact same because it's always fighting. Like the main thing you're fighting against or fighting with is the station. So you're more likely to have the battles that are just against that kind of thing to be over quicker, so you can get to the battles that are more unique.
Tank constructing.
Yeah, the Cardin is another example of a station we're adding, but that's basically
Construction complete.
the just a replacement for the Valaduja. In some places, it doesn't stand or function.
Squad, advance. Order, sir. Move out.
I think they're probably gonna leave soon. Because we are...
Moving to that area, sir.
Bombing run available. Our base is under
Reporting.
attack.
Is it just the squad left?
They're falling back.
No, but technically all that matters. Alright.
Heavy destroyer stands ready.
And what are we at? We need 9,200 for Leonidas. Go in there.
Building started.
You know what? I'm gonna get
Complete.
Leonidas building.
Constructing unit.
Do you have a good amount of ships in your fleet? You do. You have exactly 120. You have 97? 70. Even worse. So you're going to get the actual new ships there.
Construction.
You have 169, so we can probably move 2 of you out. And 1 of you out. You're going to go
Construction
Construction complete.
Coming
to
about.
his fleet. And what does that leave you at? 148. Clawcraft we don't really need. I mean, we need Clawcraft, but we don't need them in the... Let's send Empire of the Foot down there as well.
Setting course.
Jaeger Minor.
Orders
Tactical
For
battle
us.
imminent.
Maybe we've thought about putting
Warm up.
a very, very small amount of weaponry on them in the past, but then it kind of just feeds into the whole perception of them being defensive stations.
Plotted.
It's kind of like how we threw some Clone Wars units onto the Pentastar alignment. They're not a Clone Wars faction, but we gave them that to give the impression of like Outer Rim faction using older material.
Right
And
away.
because there's those there, it just increases the demand for people asking that we add more.
Choose your reinforcements.
So yeah.
Set in.
We try to be careful about that kind of thing. Alright, backhand of Thrawn. Bellators. Boss. And Scythe. Let's get the shipyard now. Hand of Fate. Throw in Dog of War. And Halifax behind it. Revenge. This is actually a very capital heavy fleet. Is that a lightsaber?
Reinforcements en route.
Yes.
Reinforcements en route. Reinforcements en route.
Getting a lock.
Target locked.
Alright. Yeah, we should be getting the Thrawn clone quest line fairly soon. Use power to weapons on boss part, but I need to make sure that I don't use power to shields at the same time.
I'm on them. Heavy assault cruiser ready. Awaiting new instructions, Commander. Heavy destroyer stands ready.
I'm going to focus on that, and
Get behind us. Enemies in range.
you are facing entirely away from where your weapons are.
I have them now. Decoding your transmission. I'm on them.
Our engines are gone, sir.
Go. Awaiting new instructions.
Our launch bay has been destroyed.
I shouldn't have done that.
Coming around. I've got them in my sights. Eliminating target. Target locked.
Ready to receive orders.
Decoding your transmission.
We kind of just gotta
Awaiting new instructions.
try to blast this before it gets to park.
Heavy destroyer stands ready.
Maybe they'll decide to retreat.
Waiting orders. Decoding your transmission. I'm on. Vector set. Stay ashore at the ready. Excellent.
Holding fire for maximum effect.
Get awaiting new
It's actually the Dreadnought that's shooting him right now.
heavy destroyer stands ready.
So let's make sure the Dreadnoughts don't get after him.
Decoding your transmission. Destroy those weapons.
Oh, and bombers.
Awaiting new instructions, Commander.
And a Carrick.
Stands ready. Target locked. Initiai. General orders. Decoding your transmission. Target locked.
They've destroyed our ion
Eh.
cannon.
Awaiting new instructions, Commander. Coming around. Target dismission.
Transfer all power to shield.
Transfer all power to shields. Like every bit of power.
Reporting ready.
Reporting. Locking on. Enemies in range.
Thrawn and Akbar are the only heroes that will be tier 1 or more be added. Off the top of my head, I can't think of anyone else that will be given that tier. But we're expanding the scope of a lot of stuff, so
Heavy assault cruiser
there's places they can end up.
Heavy destroyer stands ready. Hitting us. All mega bases.
On standby.
Decoding your transmission. Yes, Commander.
So I'm not going to say 100% no,
Awaiting new
but
instructions, Commander.
it's very unlikely, and it would be very rare.
Squadron here.
Targeting.
If anything, it'd be, if there were other tier 1s, they'd probably be given a lot of negative traits.
Decoding your
So for those who are not as familiar with how it works, if you look here, there's the command tier, but there's also other traits that modify the command tier. So each command tier is a flat set of bonuses, and then there's like personality traits or skills that modify that. Some are positive, some are negative, so you can have a base of command tier 3, but then you could have like Ruthless gives you additional, no, Reckless gives you additional attack, but also lower defense. So like 5% more shields, 5%, or 5% less shields, 5% more damage, that kind of thing. Where Thrawn and Akbar, I think, are both close to being flat tier 1. I think Thrawn might have a trait called Genius, I can't remember. Akbar does have Wary of Traps, but it doesn't really do anything. And art lover. Thrawn has art lover. I think that's what his is. But another character, any other candidates for tier 1 would be probably given some serious debuff on top of it. Thanks for subbing, Lone Ranger. Sorry, Lone Ranger.
Awaiting new instructions, Commander. Initialize general bombardment. Frank's heavy destroyer stands ready. Decoding your transmission. Target at Gala's
Okay.
discretion.
This was too close for...
Sí, comandante, ya estamos de vuelta.
We are victorious.
Sí, eso me agradecería, Lord. Eso sería bastante. Eso me agradecería y mucho, Lord Mordecai. Lord Mord.
And this fleet is ready to go to Dahlem.
¿Y qué hiciste mientras estabas fuera?
Not
Simple,
quite.
amigo, me estaba haciendo una paja. Me estaba. Ah, sí, es normal. Si tú eres un paje de los grandes. Tú. Sí.
Is this Megador or Dominion? This is Dominion.
Mira ese destructor. Si es un mastodonte. Si es un mastodonte.
I want us to be the ones to beat Megador and Dominion, but we can't do it right now.
Yes, Commander. Awaiting orders.
I don't think.
Choose your reinforcements.
It'd be rough. Maybe we can. We have a phalanx, we have a peltist. We have stent.
Moving to that destination.
But they have they have 2 other ISDs here. Yeah, we can't.
Nowhere to calculating jump to light speed.
Retirada táctica. Retirada.
Falling out of formation.
Could you do a skirmish with Ek and Shaq, Empire versus New Republic versus Empire of the Hand? I've done some skirmish with Shaq before. Ek and I have been talking about doing some skirmish for a while, and I think he's actually doing a stream right now. But it's never come up yet, so I don't know how likely it is to get all 3 of us in the same place. But I'd definitely be up for it.
Tactical battle imminent.
We've come across enemy units.
Choose your reinforcements.
Throning,
Reinforcements
Shaq.
en route.
Alright, let's take care of this one faster. Knowing the unknown. Impatient. Blue Man Troop. We should have another peltist.
Ready to receive orders. Ascendancy at the ready.
Where's Russian Blue?
Instructions, Commander.
Heavy assault cruisers are ready.
Choose your reinforcements.
We'll be there
Tender.
shortly. Right away.
Fighters. Comet. Have I just been missing it? It might be in the fleets.
Squadron standing by.
Waiting orders.
Guys, get out of there.
Star Destroyer Prime.
Reinforcements on fire.
I have them now.
Frank's heavy destroyer stands ready.
Reinforcements en route.
Pressing
This
the
needs to
attack
die.
around. Initiating attack. Holding fire for maximum effect. We're in attack position. Target sighted.
Excellent shot.
Star Destroyer at the ready.
Decoding your transmission.
Ready to receive orders.
I got one.
Mega Mazers Prime.
Attack.
The enemy has
Hey,
been
we got it.
defeated.
Empire War, not Throne's Revenge or Father Republic. So yeah, there's 2 for that. Phoenix Rising I really like, especially after the optimizations Bob has made. And I'm not just saying that because he's also a TR dev.
Underway.
So Phoenix Rising, and another mod that I've always really liked is the Stargate mod. So there's a lot of Star Wars mods for Empire at War, and a lot of them do a lot of the same stuff. And there's some that do them really well, like there's Awakening of the Rebellion I really like as well, but I really like the Stargate mod. They do a lot of kind of unique stuff. It's not the most graphically impressive mod, but they in the last update changed the balance in a way that I didn't really love, but I'm sure they're probably still working on that. But they do a lot of interesting stuff with it, and I like that it is not all Star Wars.
Choose your reinforcements.
Awaiting orders. Adjusting navicomputer. Course plotted.
And of course, for similar reasons, I also really like Campaign Commander, Farseer's Halo mod, but I also did a lot of work on that. So,
All out troops. Ready.
We've secured a build pad.
Yes, sir.
like I did several of the models,
Fallout troops.
so there's some bias there too.
Roger.
Construction complete.
Espero que se oculten muy bien.
Form up.
Yo puedo muy bien, no puedo muy bien.
Roger. Awaiting orders. I copy. I copy.
Alright, we'll send the Gozans up this way.
Reporting in.
I'm gonna try to capture that sensor.
Let's move out. Reporting. Yes, sir. Over there.
RFTs, you're gonna
Moving
go with the
into
MMT.
position. Right
Just
away.
going up this way. So this was a map that I started on
Open fire.
stream.
Keep going. Yes, Commander.
And I was really concerned that it would turn out to be kind of shit. I didn't finish it, Rogue finished it, but I'm really happy with how it turned out.
Form up.
Like, it's small without feeling too constrictive, and I like the whole base assault aspect. I think it executes that fairly well. I was really concerned about how the base would feel when I was initially putting it together and doing this path,
Awaiting orders.
that it would just not feel very natural, but I think it came together well.
Right away. Copy. Moving out. Copy. Attack. Fire. Roger. Form up.
Unit destroyed.
Awaiting orders. I copy.
Unit
I
destroyed.
copy.
Ah,
Reporting. Heading out.
back on.
Destroyed. Unit
I got
We need to
destroyed.
Yes, sir.
reconsider some of this.
All out troops. Let's move out. Yes, Commander. Open fire. Let's go. Reporting.
Bombing run available.
Ready to receive orders. Ready. Keep going. Almost there.
We've secured a build
This way.
pad.
All weapons loaded.
Pull this back.
Ready. Order acknowledged. This way.
I want to make an Enter to Spare reference. How was Lifty's name actually spelled again? L1FT-Y.
Repair station constructing.
Tank brigade here. Yes, Commander.
So, as cliche as possible.
Order, sir. Copy.
Construction complete.
This is probably going to be a rougher
Over there.
battle than I expected. So I'm going to want to grab
Reporting. Over there.
this before they do.
Roger.
Alright, let's keep the...
Attack that target. Form up.
Over there.
C4P mobile. Awaiting orders.
No?
Moving out.
Okay, didn't
Awaiting
matter.
orders. Moving into position.
Bombing available.
Moving out.
Them drop ships going.
Under attack.
I've always wanted to get unique dropships for the Empire of the Hand, but it's never really
We lost a build pad.
been in the cards.
I copy. Report.
We had one for a while, but it doesn't look great, so
Yes, sir.
just...
Right away.
Ah! Orbital bombardment just lights up your life, apparently. I was not aware of that.
Moving to secondary position.
Fire at will.
Support order acknowledged.
Heading out.
Support order acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Hostiles.
Ready.
Knew it was bright. I didn't know it was a whole map worth of bright. They spawn on the cliff, so they walk down.
Ready. Attacking.
Heavy vehicle factory destroyed.
Ready. Attack. Yes, sir.
We secured a build pad.
Scanning area. Ready
We'll
to go.
back you up.
Fire.
Bombing
We'll
run
back you up.
available.
Comlink active. All weapons low. Targeting.
We'll cover you.
Commencing attack.
Providing backup.
Okay. That was fun. But now it's time to be serious.
Always ready, sir. Scouting area.
We'll cover you.
Give me a time. Entering battle.
Okay, that...
Right behind you.
Shoot it.
Tank brigade.
Unit
Spearheading
destroyed.
assault. Copy. Assault.
Come on, man, this way.
Ready for attack. Affirmative. Open fire. T2B over.
We secured
Reporting
a
in.
build
Let's
pad.
go. Attack that target. Roger that. Right away. Roger that. Attacking target.
Lead the way.
Yeah.
Form up.
All right,
Approach.
man, take cover.
Fire at will. Awaiting orders. Attacking. Targeting. Form up.
Should probably kill these guys. You should probably not be the ones to kill these guys.
A build pad.
Copy. Firing.
We
I
lost
copy.
a build
Right
pad.
away.
Get out of there.
We lost a build pad.
Fire.
We'll check it out.
Open fire.
Roger.
Reporting. Moving out. Heading out.
Let's just run over them.
Advancing.
At maximum unit capacity. Production halted.
Reporting. Moving out. Heading out. Engaging
Okay,
enemy.
this is,
Unit destroyed.
Available.
Roger that.
I don't really care what happens to these ATPTs because I'm not keeping them, but
Yes, almost there.
you,
All out, troops.
you guys are struggling.
They're falling
Yes,
back.
Commander.
Need more RFTs.
Planetary control achieved.
Okay, I was really hoping that this would have come with the capture of,
Vehicle in production.
Borosk, but
Building started. Beginning
the legal
construction.
case of Beggar v. Chooser, Judge Judy ruled
T2B over.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Engage.
I'd say ignore me, but then I don't get ad revenue.
Underway.
I mean, you're all free to just mute the video, actually. That might be in everyone's best interest.
T2B over.
Vehicle in production.
You get sold, Kairov.
Construction complete.
T2B over.
Let's see. This one is Prussian blue. Okay, there we go. Prussian blue is there. Let's see if they've moved stuff. Oh, we can do that without sacrificing a ship. That's what I built that for.
T2B over.
They have not moved stuff.
Right away, sir.
They have Megador and Dominion there. So if we had actually killed Dominion in that fight,
Construction complete.
that could have actually just gone horribly for us. As long as the New Republic does... I mean, I want to kill them. Let's get that 100% straight.
Tactical battle imminent.
Unit in production.
Dolamar... Oh. Admiral Snack Bar. See, we've not really done any playthroughs with Nebulas and Endurances on the channel.
Enemy forces ahead.
Reinforcements en route.
Awaiting new instructions.
Oh shit.
Reinforcements en route.
A raid fleet. Usenkia.
The engines.
Is that Usenkia? Yeah, that's
Those
Usenkia.
weapons.
Akbar's there.
Heavy assault
Reinforcements en
cruiser
route.
ready. Thanks, heavy destroyer.
Okay, can
All out.
we all just get over there for Akbar?
Transmission.
Reinforcements en route.
Alright, you guys take on a Nebula.
Destroyer here. Copy. Attack commencing.
Just Star Destroyer at
I
the
think we might be able to kill
Awaiting
Akbar.
new instructions, Commander.
There are a bunch of bugs still with fighter heroes. Fighter heroes are weird in Empire War. We're trying to track down and fix as much of that as we can. But they're going to get a full overhaul. There's a raid fleet coming. I can't run. So, we're kind of just hoping for the best here.
Decoding your transmission.
Which one is this? This is Zelosian 1.
All mechanisms.
Zelosian 1 is taking the full brunt of Lusankia right now.
Ready for battle. Roger that.
I copy. Attack. Star Destroyer.
Can you come over here and just pelt Akbar?
Awaiting new instructions, Commander.
Targeting at maximum.
Powder weapons at full power.
Heavy assault cruiser.
Powder weapons at full power. Actually, get Elor while she's in here.
Reporting.
Nuriz and Premier's Revenge. You guys have gotten this. So let's actually send our fighters over on this side.
Just Star Destroyer at waiting orders.
Garm.
Heavy assault cruiser ready.
Looks like our ships are in Garm's way.
I copy. Open fire on those laser cannons.
What are we looking at? Hape and Raid Fleet. So, in the future, this would be an ally for the New Republic, but
Let's move out.
right now, it's not. So,
Our primary engine system is down. The launch bay is gone. Let's go.
Just Star Destroyer at the
Our
ready.
turbo laser batteries have been disabled.
I copy. Attacking. Heavy assault cruiser ready. Ascendancy at the ready.
you're gonna back off there.
Star Destroyer standing by.
Lambda shuttle ready. Reporting. Attacking the lasers. Taking fire. Awaiting new instructions, Commander.
Open fire.
You can kill so many rebel heroes this battle.
Just Star Destroyer.
Yeah, they're rebels. I said it.
Enemies in range. Thanks, heavy destroyer stands ready. Yes, sir.
Why run when we can kill them all?
Targeting the laser systems. Requesting heavy assault cruiser ready. Decoding your transmission.
Destroy those lasers.
Just Star Destroyer at the ready.
Star Destroyer reporting in. Fire.
Heavy assault cruiser ready.
You're probably far enough back. Turn around.
Target locked.
Why does the AI have a tendency to put a bunch of their heroes in one stack in attack? So it's a big portion of their starting forces for one thing. So if they're trying to make contrast for an attack, or have enough units to get in with an attack, then heroes are a good option for that. Like, the AI isn't told to only use one hero. They can't really be, because there's multiple categories that a hero fits into. So unless you're going to remove those, and like, there's not really an effective way to tell them not to do it, is the main thing. That's what it kind of boils down to.
Yes, Commander. Our target priority is the laser clearance. Awaiting
Here
orders.
is...
The lasers are our target.
Our engines are gone, sir.
Can't wait to have the new
Targeting at
Executor
maximum
art done.
firepower. We've lost our turbo lasers. Our launch bay has been destroyed.
I got one.
Locking on.
booster. God damn it, we have to leave.
Prepare for jump to hyperspace.
That's the fully armed and operational one. We're gonna lose our capital ships for this. Lost Impatient, Throwing at Shissy Fit, Bahamut, Tenderbender, next Hokage is eluded. Killed Akbar. We lost Oryx 7 or Hand of Justice? We lost Oryx 7. Hand of Judgment, not Justice. But that's actually going to do it for today's episode. So let's actually finish off with a look at the graphs. We are at the bottom. It's going to probably be a tough playthrough at the start, but we're in a fairly defensible position, maybe. If I just build HV guns for days. So we're going to build 2 HV guns there, I think, and then try to build this up as much as possible. But either way, hope you guys are enjoying the playthrough, the playview so far. That's going to do it for both the stream and the video, though. I'm going to try to record as much of this series as possible on Twitch, keep the CIS playthrough just on YouTube. As always, if you would like to look into getting a unit in the playthrough, there is going to be a link in the description with the information on that. But thanks again for watching. Hope to see you next time. Night, everyone. Hello there, and welcome back to Corey Loses for today's recording and streaming of our Imperial Civil War 2.3.4 playthrough as the Empire of the Hand. In the last few episodes, we've been trying to in the first 2 episodes, we've been trying to push into Bilbringi here and some of the Imperial territory up in the north. We're probably going to hold Bilbringi, so I've queued up 2 hypervelocity guns. Unfortunately, there were some bugs with Imperial Civil War that I was not aware of before starting the playthrough, where some of the changes we made to help with the transfer between Fall of the Republic and Imperial Civil War caused some save crashes. So I have recreated as closely as possible what we have done in the last 2 episodes. That does mean some heroes got some reprieves on the New Republic and Imperial side, so Gilad Pelion is out there. The Pelion is out there. But we should be more or less in the same position as we were before. I've coded in a few more of the patron units, so we'll start building them. Zolosian one we can get back. And we are also building your mom.
Unit in production.
But, yeah, so we're probably going to try to hold at Bilbringi for now. I would like to get Dalmar and Pentalaman, but Bilbringi is the easiest planet to hold from in this area.
Beginning construction.
So we'll try to build it up to a level 4 shipyard, 2 hypervelocity guns, and we'll keep a decent fleet here. we might shift some of the stuff around depending on what we need. This fleet in particular is actually better over here for now.
Location locked. Heading out.
So Megador and Dominion will be out there somewhere, but where exactly, I do not know. We'll need to rebuild some of our ground stuff. So Quethold, I did get it back up to a heavy vehicle factory. So we'll get 2 Gilzanes, 2 RFTs, and a flame tank.
Unit.
Construction complete.
And we'll try to hit Dalamar soon, but right now I do want to focus a bit more on Borosk here.
Tactical battle imminent.
Alright, this is doable. It's mostly... they've got ground units here, so they might want to just retreat. But for those of you who are watching on YouTube, this is being recorded live on Twitch. For the Empire of the Hand series, it's going to be mostly Twitch recordings, and for the CIS series we're doing, it'll be mostly regular recordings. So, and we're probably going to alternate series like that.
Instructions received.
Blue Man Troop.
Enemy forces ahead.
Alright, get on in there.
Engage. Orders, sir.
There's a very loud vehicle outside.
Awaiting new instructions.
Choose your reinforcements.
Bellators.
Vectors set.
Indefatigable. Mechanotron. And then we'll get some carriers. Halifax.
Navigating to coordinates. Flight
Hammett.
speed.
Field
Coming
Fighters.
Reinforcements.
Kestrel.
Destination confirmed.
And Andy Hand.
We're on our way.
You know what? Party starter, get in there too. I feel like this might be a battle that we want to keep them in.
Systems ready.
Reinforcements en route.
Cruiser ready. Decoding your
Reinforcements en
transmission.
route.
Target at canal
Reinforcements en route.
Gyrions, get in there. Oh, those bombers are coming.
Standing by. Awaiting new instructions, Commander.
Choose your reinforcements.
Alright, let's also set in Knowing the Unknown there to help
Formation.
before that gets too strong. And Ashik,
Target locked.
Fella sent.
Choose your
And
reinforcements.
we can also send in Shaq.
Reinforcements en route.
So they're going to be good for handling some of these bomber swarms.
Requesting voice support. Commencing attack run. Star Destroyer at the ready.
Holding fire for maximum effect.
Stands ready. Target their guns.
Keep hitting that side. You can go for there, actually, and you are going to stop them from
Interceptor here.
whatever they're trying to do with those ships. Alright, octuples are down, or can be down.
Awaiting new instructions, Commander.
I'm on.
Stay Destroyer stands ready.
Enemies in range. Target locked.
These ones can come over.
Changing course.
Hit that middle Star Destroyer now.
Your transmission.
Well, your engines are already down. We're not messing around.
Eliminating
Alright.
target.
I've got them in my sights. Back around for another run. Target locked.
Launching attack.
You only have very weak Mega Mazers, but it's still
I got one.
better than nothing.
Locking on. Intercepting.
Kilo's asking, I've been having trouble launching Modern Empire War lately. It just closed and doesn't open again. Any ideas? That's usually caused by not having admin permissions. I always recommend
Enemies
running
Cruiser
just through the launch option, so it launches directly in the mod from the start. Basically, the game needs to restart with the mod, but if it doesn't have access to the folders it needs to run the exe again, it can't relaunch.
heavy assault cruiser ready.
Choose your reinforcements. Choose your reinforcements.
Awaiting new instructions, Commander.
But if you go into the
Those weapons.
right-click on the game in your Steam library, properties, set launch options, you can do it that way. And I also did a video fairly recently on a way you can have just a bunch of games preset and launch them directly like that, which is very helpful. Of course, the tractor beams are bugged in Empire War, so they cause really shitty rendering. The shadows don't show up. You can see when that was destroyed there. It went back to looking normal.
Our launch bay has been
Alright,
destroyed.
Hand of Fate. We might lose a phalanx here. I hope not.
Eliminating target.
Interceptor squad reporting. Form up. Acquiring target.
Alright, you can finish this one off on your own.
Interceptor. Heavy assault cruiser ready. Attacking the lasers. Heavy destroyers.
Octuples are exposed.
Awaiting orders. Advancing.
Our fighters are doing their jobs.
Them now. Draw their fire.
So many dreadnoughts at the back here.
Attack formation.
Can I get in the Clone Wars there?
Stragglers.
We haven't started the public beta for that yet. That is still in closed testing. Okay, Assault Conks are doing a lot of the damage here. So let's get those next. We started the closed beta for Fall of the Republic, like the internal one, about a week ago. We're getting enough reports out of that right now that we don't really want to expand that to the public setup. It's not quite ready for that yet. As stuff starts getting in slower and slower and more obscure stuff or more polished, like as the mod gets more polished, we'll be able to put that out to more people. And then it won't be too long after that that we can do a full release. But if we're already getting
Maximum effect.
good reports in and enough reports in, we have enough to focus on, we know what we need to do, that it's not really worth expanding that. Alright, next Hokage, get in and help.
Production halted.
Cruiser ready. Target locked. I'm on them. Eliminating target.
Direct fire at their laser cannon.
Ooh, you have shields again.
Target locked.
You may just live. Here, you can finish off that ship.
I copy.
Not hangar, that carrier.
Attack.
Hangar ship.
Initiating attack.
That was close for them. Maybe it, I mean, they could still die.
Heavy assault cruiser ready. I'm on them. Enemies in range. Heading out. Decoding your transmission. Just start.
Alright.
After ready.
You guys have your shields back. I'm just going to send you to the back there. You are fine, so you're going to tank that for us.
I've got them in my sights.
Our engines are gone, sir.
Back around for another run.
Heavy destroyer stands ready. Decoding your transmission.
Bombers.
Targeting the laser system.
Got some more of them. Ashik. Oh, still got some fighters causing problems.
Cruiser ready.
Awaiting new instructions, Commander.
Standing by. Excellent shot.
Heavy destroyer stands
Alright, so no significant losses.
Initialize general bombardment.
Fire. Yes, sir. Open fire. More enemy craft.
Decoding
I'm
your
happy.
transmission. Awaiting new instructions, Commander.
I was really hoping to get a lot of Fall of the Republic bugs fixed yesterday, but then we found out about the new save loading issues that Imperial Civil War was having, so I spent like all day failing to get anywhere with that. I asked Pox if he could look at it. Like, I narrowed it down to when it happened, like roughly the feature that had or the change that had caused it, but I wasn't sure how to fix it. So Pox had to come in and give me some suggestions there, and he's gonna, like, I disabled the thing that was causing the crashes, but he's gonna have to take a look to re-implement what that was supposed to do.
Target locked.
Awaiting new instructions, Commander. Destroy those weapons.
But with the Fall of the Republic beta, like, the stuff that we're dealing with is mostly
Fire
like
for maximum
balance, text issues, stuff that we already knew we needed to polish, so like just the general development of the mod. There's only been one major bug that we haven't solved yet, which is with the from the ground up mode, where it doesn't play as nicely with the implemented government mechanics, is the current suspicion. So it'll be
TIE squadron here.
hopefully fixed before release, and we'll be able to include
Engines activated.
the
Fire
from the ground up
in.
mode. But if not, then we might just have that come in later in the beta.
Targeting.
Awaiting new
But it's impossible to give a timeline on stuff just because
Ready for command.
we don't
sir.
know what's going to come up or how long stuff will take.
Firing.
Like, if I had a couple good days to work on just the bugs, then it would be fairly easy.
TIE squadron
But,
standing by.
you know, like,
For the
yesterday
Empire.
being a great example
Ready
of,
for battle.
you can think you have a whole day set aside to work on it, and then you end up having to do something else entirely because it's
Commencing attack.
Awaiting new instructions, Commander.
not cooperating.
Roger that.
What faction do I think is the most underrated faction?
Asteroids ahead. Evasive maneuvers.
Within the mod, I don't know that there's one that I'd call underrated.
Warm up.
Like, the opinions of the factions tend to
Awaiting orders.
be pretty consistent with what's
Acquiring target.
being done to them. Like, the Empire of the Hand is
I copy. All
my
fighters
favorite, but
attack.
probably one of the least popular, but it's also the least popular for good reasons for the community.
Attack.
Whereas for me, like,
Sir.
not everyone has the same attachment to it that I do.
I'm on them.
But hopefully as we get that other work done to
Attack.
upgrade their ships and flesh them out a bit more,
Evasive
they'll start getting
maneuvers. Ion
more attention with
engines
that.
Primed. Open fire.
We are victorious.
We killed Nevet, Brachus, and Grodin Tears. So all the Imperial ground heroes. Even just having an interdictor in space stops the AI from wanting to retreat, because it was so easy to just cheese what, like, you'd get him to start retreating, do a bunch of damage, turn on the interdictor. They'll start retreating again as soon as you turn it off, and yeah, it was too cheesy. So now the AI, if they see an interdictor in the fleet, they're just not going to try to retreat, which can be a bit weird in some cases as well, but it makes sense. Like, if you see an interdictor as a player, you're probably not going to start the retreat because you know what's going to happen. Okay, this fleet can now move into Yega Minor. And I just want to get this Gilzane in here, and we can invade on Borosk.
Moving out.
T2B over.
Invasion commencing.
Reporting. Awaiting orders.
Okay.
Choose your reinforcements.
Course plotted.
Reinforcements
Ready.
en route.
I'm actually going to send Ashik over to the east.
We've secured a build pad. Turret constructing. Turret constructing.
T4P mobile.
Yes, sir.
Watch this.
There's a sensor over there.
Affirmative.
Construction complete. Construction complete.
Which GC am I playing? This is the Kamas Crisis Galactic Conquest. So we're in Era 5.
Give me the target.
Reporting in.
Tank brigade here.
Roger that.
Thanks, Josh.
Entering battle.
Warm up.
Engaging target.
Awaiting orders. Target confirmed.
Spearheading assault. Form up.
Copy.
Reinforcements cancelled.
I got
You guys are
Advance.
probably better off going back to the turret while we wait.
We secured and abandoned sensor
Sometimes,
array.
yeah, I don't have any like
Underway.
bot things implemented I've been thinking about it for a while, but I also want to redo like my stream layout and everything.
Adjusting
So
now.
hopefully that'll be a goal for the early part of the new year. Figure out exactly how I want to handle like streaming versus not, and either way, it's only been about 20 minutes.
Almost there.
Alright, walk into my flamethrower, please.
Turret
We'll sell this and we'll get these to repair.
Weapons loaded. T4 Give me the target.
Yes, Commander. Destination order acknowledged. Reporting.
Nope, you get back there.
Awaiting orders.
We've got enough infantry heroes there that I think we're probably okay.
We secured a build pad.
Thanks, Nacho.
Yes, sir.
We marked a build pad.
Right away. Form up. Awaiting orders.
Roger.
We secured a build
Squad,
pad.
move out. Reporting in.
Yeah, I think usually that's done by Nightbot or Moonbot or something.
Form up. Right away, sir.
He's got a bomb. He's got a bomb.
Copy.
Oh, that was a drop bomb.
Reporting. Order acknowledged. Yes, Commander.
Pues cuando antes de hacer algo, espero que os haya gustado este vídeo, no olvidéis like, suscribirse como podéis, o si no, casi lo que pasa, me lleváis el filo y eso demás sean mías. ¡Buah!